Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. So Lord Chaitanya left 8 prayers, and one of his 8 prayers in the Shikshastika is Nadanam, Najanam, Nasundarim, Kavitam va Jagadisha Kamaye, Mama Janmanishware, Bhavatad Abhatir Ahakiti Tvaye. So roughly translated, it's I'm not interested in wealth. Hey, Hare Krishna Madhu. Roughly translates, I'm not interested in wealth. Nadanam. Nadanam, Najanam. I'm not interested in followers. Being a big whatever with lots of followers. Nasundarim. I'm not interested in, well, for Lord Chaitanya, it's for beautiful women. So the idea is not interested in sex life. I'm not interested. Nadanam, Najanam, Nasundarim. Kavitam va Jagadisha Kamani. All I want in my life is your devotional service, birth after birth. So that verse, it can be expanded out to more than just 3 things. Nadanam, Najanam, Nasundarim. Because I'm not interested in wealth, I'm not interested in followers, not interested in sex life. Well, don't you want mystic powers? No, I'm not interested in mystic powers. Don't you want to go to heavenly planets? No, I don't want to go to heavenly planets. So, can I add something else on there? Don't you want ecstasy? No, I don't want ecstasy either. Because all I want, it's all included. Everything's in it. If I have your devotional service, everything's there. Why would I be interested in anything other than devotional service when everything is included in devotional service? So there was a devotee recently who was throwing that challenge out. Don't you want ecstasy? And I'm like, no. No, I'm not interested. I'm not in it for the ecstasy. I'm not in it for that. No, I'm not interested. I don't want wealth. I don't want followers. I don't want sex life. You don't want ecstasy. No, I don't want any of that. No. I just want causeless devotional service to the Lord, birth after birth. At least that's the prayer that Lord Chaitanya offers to help us in desiring the ultimate goal, is devotional service. I was remembering when in the Nectar of Devotion, the summary study of Bhakti-rasa Sindhu, there's one devotee of the Lord named Daruka. He's a friend or cowherd boy or something. I don't know where he is. If he's in Vrindavan, if he's in Dwarka, I don't know where he is, but he's fanning the Lord. He's got his fan, and he's fanning Krishna. And he starts to feel some ecstatic things moving. And he tells him to go away because it's getting in the way of his service. No, you go. I want to do my service for Krishna. I'm not interested, no. Oh, but you're going to miss it. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's interesting that you have to do this now so that you can become eternal. Well, wait a minute. I already am eternal. I don't have to do anything to become eternal. I am eternal. All I have to do is realize it. And that can be done in whatever situation you're in. Krishna makes the arrangements. Who to hear from, when, and what. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. It's probably because I'm not actively going out and presenting some agenda to people, that others who are actively promoting an agenda, they kind of like, I've got like a target on my back, you know. We'll go after this one, because I'm not, you know, I'm not doing what they're doing. Krishna. And they're convinced I should be doing what they're doing, or I'm missing it. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. The only thing I can think is, this must be some kind of a sinful reaction for some sinful activities that I most likely have done in the past that I can't even remember doing. Might have been another life even, although there's plenty in this life. This getting confronted with all of this must be some kind of, because of some sinful reaction, then they have to stick their butts in my face and pass air. Okay, Hare Krishna. Just keep chanting. Oh God. Oh my goodness. Oh well. I get purified from this, that's for sure. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. I'm getting all kinds of instruction. I get all kinds of instruction. Devotee tells me, you're stupid and you don't know how to act with people. You don't know how to act with devotees. You're stupid. So somebody's telling me that. Somebody else, you know, don't be wasting your time with this, you know, reading all these Prabhupada books and stuff. You should go to the Course of Miracles. That's where it's really happening, in the Course of Miracles. You're wasting your time with this Prabhupada and Krishna thing. Somebody else, you know, do you believe in Jesus? Yes or no? Somebody else, you're missing it. You're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. You're missing it. You need to do what we're doing, what I'm doing, or you're going to get left out in the cold. You're going to miss it. Hare Krishna. There's got to be some kind of reaction for past sinful activities. It has to be. To get all this crap dumped all over me when I'm not not bothering anybody, I don't think. I'm just chanting Hare Krishna, reading Prabhupada's books, and getting ready to go, you know? I get all this crap, everybody dumping crap on me. So, it's just, okay. I guess the best defense is a strong offense. In other words, if I'm going to come back with, oh no, I have, but that's not my mood now, I'm not going to argue. You want that, you go for that, that's you, fine, Krishna made that arrangement for you, good, goodbye, good luck, best wishes. Drop me a postcard when you get there. I'll stay with the dull, boring thing, chanting Hare Krishna, reading Prabhupada's books, doing what I can in terms of practical service here and there for devotees, for the temple, and doing what I can do, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Listen to the birds chirp. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Listen to the trees and plants sing. I was thinking about that today. All the trees and plants, they worship the sun. And if you listen real closely, you can hear them singing. If somebody isn't yelling in your face that you should be doing this or that or the other thing. Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Yeah, I was just remembering how it hit home to me really, really strongly. How people project. They project. Like, if you're not Krishna conscious, you're going to be doing it, at least to some degree, projecting onto others. Because you're not actually seeing what's there, you're projecting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And if it gets really bad, then it's like, you're like a mental case, and I think schizophrenia. I think it's called schizophrenia, I think. You're hallucinating that people said this or they did that. That's when it gets really bad. So I was remembering one man, I had a flower business in the 80s. I was selling flowers on street corners, and I would hire street people. It was something they could do. They could make a little money. Everybody needs a few pennies, And we were giving half to the temple. So I had like a little crew, of street people. So instead of just standing on the street, here, hold this bucket of flowers. It worked out really great. It was their natural propensity, And so one man scared the heck out of me. One day, I went and I picked him up and set him up on his corner. And he said to me, like really menacingly, he said, I saw what you did. And if you ever do that again, I'm going to have to punish you. And I'm like, oh, wow. What is going on with John? Oh my goodness, he's scaring me. First of all, he imagined I did something. I don't even know what he's talking about. I asked him, I said, what did I do? He says, you know. I'm like, ooh. So I'm like, he imagined I did something that I needed to be punished for, and if I ever do it again, well, he's going to imagine that I did it again, and then he's going to, okay, John, we don't need any more help, thank you. But I could see when it goes to an extreme case like that, projecting on someone that you think they should be acting a certain way, you really can't see who they are or what they're actually like. And then you get angry because they don't fit what you think they should be. Yeah, I can see how that goes on. I don't have an alcohol or drug problem or anything, but I was attending some AA meetings and some Al-Anon meetings when I lived in Tennessee, and I learned a lot from those sessions. And I made some good friends there, but it wasn't like I had a substance problem. But they allowed me in anyway, because I really related to what they were going through, and I got a lot of benefit by seeing their struggle to break free of conditioning, conditioned to a substance. I have some good friends there. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So there's two groups. There's an AA group. Those are the people that actually have the drinking problem, and it's a disease. Once somebody gets it, it's an addiction. Body chemistry changes. You can't just stop. Your liver starts to deteriorate, and the alcohol balance in your blood, it all changes. Your whole body changes. It's a disease. And it takes special medical treatment to be able to actually stop drinking once someone's body changes like that. So it's a pretty serious condition. And then there's another group called Al-Anon, and that's the family members and friends of the people that have the alcohol problem. So the family and the friends, they also have a problem because they're either married or in a relationship. It's a child or it's a husband or a boyfriend or something or a girlfriend or whatever that has the alcohol problem. And then the Al-Anon group, the group family members, they have a psychological problem because they can't accept or deal with their loved one who has this disease. And so they get crazy. They have expectations that are always getting disappointed. Alcoholics will always disappoint a person, no matter what. Because, I'll pay you back next week. Yeah, forget it. I guess I'll pick you up at 6 o'clock. Forget it. They're like, and then they feel bad they didn't pay you back or pick you up, so then they drink some more. It's a cycle, a really bad cycle. It's a problem, no problem, for many people. But the family members also have a problem because they're projecting what they want their partner to be like, and they're not like that. And they're struggling to fit that partner into what they want them and trying to control them, and it's impossible. Because they're projecting, they can't accept what's actually going on with this person. They can't let go. They have to try and fix it, change it, make it what they think it should be. They can't accept what it is. Oh, phew. So that's going on to one degree or another, practically everywhere. So Krishna consciousness is designed to stop all this projecting, all saying like guesswork. Stop all of that and actually be able to see things as they are. Hare Krishna. Hello. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Shanti. Very well. Krishna. I wonder what you're sorry about. What is Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it just becomes more and more clear. Really take this Krishna consciousness and keep practicing and practicing. And it becomes more clear how people are projecting in different ways. Trying to control the situation according to what they think. And even in Krishna consciousness, it's going on. But I remember we used to say, it was an old saying, that there's no sense, if somebody's in the shower and they're taking the shower and they've got the soap and the shampoo and they're cleaning up, it's silly to say, you're dirty because they're in the shower. But that doesn't mean it isn't going on anyway, the projecting. And the agendas, and the projecting, and jeez. Oh my goodness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Krishna is something for everyone. He's making arrangements for everyone. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So that's why it's essential to respect others It's essential. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If a person's sense of importance and mission is dependent on making others look bad or saying bad things about others, then they got a long ways to go yet before, because it's not what it is. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. What is it? Sometimes a really advanced devotee will take that position of pointing out it's not this, it's not that, don't do this, that, for preaching, but they come back down to that level just to preach, to try and highlight. But their actual position in advanced devotees, they see everyone serving Krishna better than themselves. But for preaching, they might come down and Hare Krishna, Hare, that's not to be imitated, that you go on a vendetta against everybody, whatever they're doing. In other words, like the Jesus people get stuck in that. The way, the only way, the truth and the light, there's no other, no, Krishna's of the devil, blah, blah, blah. You don't want that, no. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Well, I'm just going to read a little Krishna book. What's all this commotion about Krishna, Krishna, Krishna? Who is this Krishna anyway? Krishna this, Krishna that? Oh, there's Krishna. Who's this? Oh, that's Prabhupada. Yeah, all right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. All right. So Prabhupada did his translating and his commentaries in his books late at night when everyone was sleeping. He did this at night when everyone was sleeping. All right, started at the beginning, happened to be on chapter 34. It's the Gopīs' feelings of separation. Yeah. It's interesting, chapter 32 was a description of the rasa dance, and then 33, it was time out, time to kill a couple demons. Vidyadhar and Shankashura got killed, and now we're back to the mood of the Gopīs again. Just take a little break, kill a couple demons, and come back to the Gopīs. Okay, this is the Gopīs' feeling of separation. The Gopīs of Vrindavan were so attached to Krishna that they were not satisfied simply with the rasa dance at night. They wanted to associate with him, enjoy his company during the daytime also. Now, I'd like to point out here that during the time of the rasa dance, Krishna was 8 years old, and the girls were probably around 10 or 12. Hare Krishna. When Krishna went to the forest with his cowherd boyfriends and cows, it doesn't get much more innocent than that, does it? 8 years old. Krishna. The Gopīs did not physically take part, but their hearts went with him. And because their hearts went, they were able to enjoy his company through strong feelings of separation. To acquire this strong feeling of separation is the teaching of Lord Chaitanya and his direct disciplic succession of Goswamis. When we are not in physical contact with Krishna, we can associate with him, like the Gopīs, through feelings of separation. Krishna's transcendental form, qualities, pastimes, and entourage are all identical with him. There are 9 different kinds of devotional service. Devotional service to Krishna in feelings of separation elevates the devotee to the highest perfectional level, to the level of the Gopīs. It is stated in Srinivasacharya's prayer to the 6 Goswamis that they left the material opulence of government service to the princely status and the princely status of life and went to Vrindavan, where they lived just like ordinary mendicants, begging from door to door. But they were so much enriched with the Gopis' feeling of separation that they enjoyed transcendental pleasure in every moment. Similarly, when Chaitanya was at Jagannath Puri, he was in the role of Radharani, feeling the separation of Krishna. Those who are in the disciplic succession of the Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya should also feel the separation of Krishna, worship his transcendental form, and discuss his transcendental teachings, his pastimes, his qualities, his entourage, and his associations. The spiritual master should enrich the devotees to the highest devotional perfection. Feeling constant separation while engaged in the service of the Lord is the perfection of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. The Gopis used to discuss Krishna among themselves, and their talks were as follows. My dear friends, one Gopi said, do you know that when Krishna lies on the ground, he rests on his left elbow, and his head rests on his left hand. He moves his attractive eyebrows while playing his flute with his delicate fingers, and the sound he produces creates such a nice atmosphere that the denizens of the heavenly planets who travel in space with their wives and beloved stop their airplanes, for they are stunned by the vibration of the flute. The wives of the demigods who are seated in the plains then become very much ashamed of their singing and musical qualifications. Not only that, but they become afflicted with conjugal love, and their hair and tightened dresses immediately loosen. Another Gopi said, my dear friends, Krishna is so beautiful that the goddess of fortune always remains on his chest, and he's always adorned with a golden necklace. Beautiful Krishna plays his flute in order to enliven the hearts of many devotees. He's the only friend of the suffering living entities. When he plays his flute, all the cows and other animals of Vrindavan, although engaged in eating, simply take a morsel of food in their mouths and stop chewing. Their ears raise up. They become stunned. They do not appear alive, but like painted animals. Krishna's flute playing is so attractive that even the animals become enchanted, and what to speak of ourselves. Another Gopi said, my dear friends, not only living animals, but even inanimate objects like the rivers and lakes of Vrindavan also become stunned when Krishna passes with peacock feathers on his head and his body smeared with the minerals of Vrindavan. With leaves and flowers decorating his body, he looks like some hero. When he plays on his flute and calls the cows with Balaram, the river Yamuna stops flowing and waits for the air to carry dust from his lotus feet. The river Yamuna is unfortunate like us. It does not get Krishna's mercy. The river simply remains stunned, stopping its waves, just as we also stop crying out of frustration for Krishna. In the absence of Krishna, the Gopis were constantly shedding tears, but sometimes, when they expected that Krishna was coming, they would stop crying. But when they saw that Krishna was not coming, then again they would become frustrated and begin to cry. Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, the origin of all Vishnu forms, and the cowherd boys are all demigods. Lord Vishnu is always worshipped and surrounded by different demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Indra, Chandra, and others. When Krishna traveled through the Vrindavan forest or walked on Govardhan Hill, he was accompanied by the cowherd boys. While walking, he played his flute just to call the cows. Just by his association, the trees, plants, and other vegetation in the forest immediately became Krishna conscious. A Krishna conscious person sacrifices everything for Krishna. Although trees and plants are not very advanced in consciousness, by the association of Krishna and his friends, they also become Krishna conscious. They then want to deliver everything, whatever they have, fruits, flowers, honey incessantly falling from their branches. When Krishna walked on the bank of the Yamuna, he was seen nicely decorated with tilak on his head. He was garlanded with different kinds of forest flowers. His body was smeared by the pulp of sandalwood and tulsi leaves. The bumblebees became mad after the treasure and sweet nectar of the atmosphere. Being pleased by the humming sound of the bees, Krishna would play his flute, and together the sounds became so sweet to hear that the aquatics, cranes, swans, and ducks, and all birds were charmed. Instead of swimming or flying, they became stunned. They closed their eyes and entered a trance of meditation in worship of Krishna. One gopi said, "My dear friend, Krishna and Balaram are nicely dressed with earrings and pearl necklaces. They enjoy themselves on the top of Govardhan Hill, and everything becomes absorbed in transcendental pleasure when Krishna plays on his flute, charming the whole created manifestation. When he plays, the clouds stop their loud thundering, out of fear of him. Rather than disturb the vibration of his flute, they respond with mild thunder, and so congratulate Krishna, their friend." Krishna is accepted as the friend of the cloud, because both the cloud and Krishna satisfy the people when they are disturbed. When the people are burning due to excessive heat, the cloud satisfies them with rain. Similarly, when people in materialistic life become disturbed by the blazing fire of material pangs, Krishna gives them relief. The cloud and Krishna, having the same bodily color also, are considered to be friends. Desiring to congratulate its superior friend, the cloud poured not water, but small flowers, and covered the head of Krishna to protect him from the scorching sunshine. One of the gopis told Mother Yasoda, "My dear mother, your son is very expert among the cowherd boys. He knows all the different arts, how to tend the cows, how to play the flute. He composes his own songs, and to sing them he puts his flute to his mouth. When he plays, either in the morning or in the evening, all the demigods like Lord Shiva, Brahma, Indra, and Chandra bow their heads and listen with great attention. Although they are very learned and expert, they cannot understand the musical arrangement of Krishna's flute. They simply listen attentively and try to understand, but become bewildered and nothing more." Another gopi said, "My dear friend, when Krishna returns home with his cows, the footprint of the soles of his feet, with flag, thunderbolt, trident, and lotus flower, relieves the pain the earth feels when the cows traverse it. He walks in a stride which is so attractive, and he carries his flute. Just by looking at him, we become lusty to enjoy his company. At that time, our movements cease. We become just like trees and stand perfectly still. We even forget what we look like." Krishna had many thousands of cows, and they were divided into groups according to their colors. They were also differently named according to color. When he would return from the pasturing ground, he would find all the cows gathered. As Vaishnavas count 108 beads, which represent the 108 individual gopis, so Krishna would also chant 108 different groups of cows. When Krishna returns, he's garlanded with tulsi leaves, a gopi described him to a friend. He puts his hand on the shoulder of a cowherd boyfriend and begins to blow his transcendental flute. The wives of the black deer become enchanted upon hearing the vibration of his flute, which resembles the vibration of the veena. The deer come to Krishna and become so charmed that they stand still, forgetting their homes and husbands. Like us, who are enchanted by the ocean of the transcendental qualities of Krishna, the she-deer become enchanted by the vibration of his flute. Another gopi told Mother Yasoda, "My dear mother, when your son returns home, he decorates himself with the buds of the kunda flower, and just to enlighten and gladden his friends, he blows his flute. The breeze blowing from the south pleases the atmosphere because it is fragrant and very cool. Demigods like the Gandharvas and Siddhas take advantage of this atmosphere and offer prayers to Krishna by sounding their bugles and drums. Krishna is very kind to the inhabitants of Vrajabhumi, Vrindavan, and when he returns with his cows and friends, he is remembered as the lifter of Govardhan Hill. Taking advantage of this opportunity, the most exalted demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva come down to offer their evening prayers, and they accompany the cowherd boys in glorifying the qualities of Krishna. Krishna is compared with the moon, born in the ocean of the womb of Devaki. When he returns in the evening, it appears that he is fatigued, but still he tries to gladden the inhabitants of Vrindavan by his auspicious presence. When Krishna returns, garlanded with flowers, his face looks beautiful. He walks into Vrindavan with a stride just like an elephant and slowly enters his home. Upon his return, the men, women, and cows of Vrindavan immediately forget the scorching heat of the day. Such descriptions of Krishna's transcendental pastimes and activities were remembered by the gopis during his absence from Vrindavan. They give us some idea of Krishna's attraction. Everyone and everything is attracted to Krishna. That is the perfect description of Krishna's attraction. The example of the gopis is very instructive to persons who are trying to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness. One can very easily associate with Krishna simply by remembering his transcendental pastimes. Everyone has a tendency to love someone. That Krishna should be the object of love is the central point of Krishna consciousness. By constantly chanting the Hare Krishna mantra and remembering the transcendental pastimes of Krishna, one can be fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness and thus make his life sublime and fruitful. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 34th chapter of Krishna, the gopis' feeling of separation. So they were feeling so much separation when he was just out in the field tending the cows. We're going to find out even more separation because Kamsa, in the next chapter, is going to send a Krura to take Krishna away. So if they were having those kinds of intense feelings of separation and he was just out in the field and coming back every evening, wait till Kamsa takes him away altogether. And that's coming in the next chapter, 35. Kamsa sends a Krura for Krishna. Whoa! Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya.